What is up, everybody? Dr. Shadi Ireifej here, veterinarian, surgeon, and owner of Veterinarian. We're going to come to you today with a video that's a little bit unique, meaning it has nothing to do with animals, pretty much. So we're going to dive into a topic that's completely based on my own observations of being a normal person, a civilian. I'm not a expert in social media and internet, not a political person. I'm not an expert in any of these things. This is purely just what I've noticed over the years, living as in a world without any internet or smartphones to now where we're at today, where we're on the verge of artificial intelligence being kind of the norm. So this is kind of my thoughts on what's been going on, because the world is so crazy. It's so crazy right now that we need just to kind of figure out where we're at. And I have a crazy prediction that I'm going to make in this video as well. So let's begin with what the problems are. And there are so many problems. But let's begin with the internet, with specifically, of course, social media. Obviously, seems like that's where everybody's getting everything from news to recipes and everything in between. So when you go on social media, all you see, or at least your focus, is on the extreme stuff, the crazy stuff. People fighting on airplanes, people fighting in road rage battles, people fighting at stores, or whatever, over masks or political different political opinions, or in front of schools that are just reopening and then reclosing because of COVID. All this insanity. So you have social media that just sort of propagates the exciting stuff, which is always the bad stuff, right? It's always the bad stuff. You got civilian fighting, you've got political polarization, you've got facts that are being confused with like opinions for some reason now. You've got journalism, or the whole journalistic world, if you can call it that, being mistrusted and overtly biased, which is so insane. So we have all these like different categories of problems that are just insane. And what's the problem that's happening is not just the information is being propagated this way, but and being believed or not believed or whatever, but it's actually translating into real world issues. Like, it's actually becoming a situation where the real world out there is being affected by internet stuff. So it's like you've got like two worlds. You have like the real world and you've got internet world, and the internet bubble world, whatever, is influencing people's opinions on stuff, and that's creating like turmoil in the real world, and it's affecting people's day-to-day activities, everything from jobs to how they act in like a civilized society to what they believe in. It's wild. It's so wild. So we have all these like this whirlwind of problems, and so I was trying to categorize these things, and I think it pretty much comes down to we're either the sources of problems that we're seeing from the summary of things that I just blurted out there. It's either that things just appear fake or literally unbelievable, like you can't trust anything or anybody, or everyone's got their own opinions on stuff, even though some of these things are actually facts. So everything seems either that it's fictitious or can be fictitious, right? What do I believe? That's one category. The second category is everything we're seeing that makes the news and seems to be propagated on social media is always negative stuff. It's always like the negative problems. Even if it's a small problem in the real world, it becomes blown up because it's what people want to talk about, because it's like juicy and fun and evil, and that just what makes news. So I think those are two fundamental issues. It seems, maybe, I don't know. Tell me what you think. And then, so you have those two issues. For the life of me, I can't figure out why there aren't two real big focuses. Two big focuses as I see them that like actually probably matter. I would say one is one focus is on the kids, which is education. Like how our education system isn't like a priority, and how we aren't supplying the teachers and the classrooms with stuff they need to make the kids smarter so that they don't fall victim to false information and facts and opinions and fact checking, all that crap. You just teach the kids how to like learn stuff, critical thinking. That should be one focus. And then the adult side, climate change. I just don't understand how these two things are not the biggest things. Educating the kids that they're smart, like think critically, and then climate change, which is like ending the world as we know it, regardless of where you are in the political realm of things, or what your opinions are, or what your education level is, or how much money you make, or whatever, your demographic, it doesn't matter. Climate change is literally ending our world, and then we need to educate the kids that they're smart and can think critically out there in the real world. So that's how I see it. I don't know. Here's my prediction. Here's what I think is going to happen. And this is without taking into account artificial intelligence. This is not, because we still don't know what artificial intelligence is going to be. It's already being utilized in many different circles, but it hasn't been mainstream enough yet to where we know what it's going to evolve into. So ignoring that part, just taking into account that, let's say the pinnacle of human existence, technologically speaking, is social media, internet stuff, right? It's just end it there. My prediction is going to be that when enough bloodshed occurs, civil unrest, civil turmoil, wars, whether it's civil wars or international wars, when there's enough horror and evil and deaths and everything else affecting the human race on a global level, I think what's going to end up happening is, if the human race has any chance of propagating itself, you're going to have basically a global front of denouncing the internet. That's what's going to happen. We're just going to have to, at some point, say, okay, we have destroyed ourselves sufficiently enough to the point where we need to just denounce the internet. Clearly, we can't handle that level of power. The internet is very powerful. We can't seem to decipher between what's real and what's fake, what to believe, what not to believe. We just don't have that ability. We've killed each other to the point of like, now we need to reassess what the human race even is. We're going to eventually denounce the internet, and we're going to go back to reliable sources, which is going to be things like local news, local journalism, just in your area, local. We're going to go back to actually reading published printed books, not reading blogs or going on the web to find your information or whatever, just actual books printed and distributed, bought that way. We're going to go through climate friendly modes of travel, bikes and mopeds and freaking horses and walking around, all local stuff, nothing global. It's going to be all local stuff. We're going to revert back to these things. Now, obviously, this is a very extreme thought, but that's my prediction. I think eventually we're going to have enough. It's either that or we're going to die. We're all just going to die. There's going to be an apocalypse type catastrophe, climate change screwed us over, we're done, or we've all just killed each other with nuclear weapons. I mean, there's going to be some catastrophic thing that's going to happen, right? But in the event that that doesn't happen, and the event that AI doesn't change these things, my prediction is going to be we're going to end up denouncing the internet, going back to reliable basics so that we know what the facts actually are, and we don't have unbelievable things or fake things being propagated. And we've now, because we're all local level now, we can all do our part to on that scale to hopefully change the climate. That's my prediction. I don't know what your thoughts are. Let me know. Sorry for the unconventional video. That's not related at all to veterinary medicine, but this is a super interesting topic, and we're getting just hammered with all the social media stuff, the climate change stuff, the political crap. Everything is just like out of control. So tell me your thoughts and what you think about that. But that's my prediction. Denouncing the internet globally, like as one human race, all on a united front. Going back to stuff that we actually can rely on. Printed books and literature, actual reading of stuff that takes time and research to publish. Travel that's going to be environmentally friendly. Focus on education for the kids. Local journalism. Local stuff. Tell me what you think. This is Dr. Shadi Ireifej, and we'll see you in the next, hopefully veterinary related video. Take care.